Hello, everyone. Welcome to whatever this is. I'm Zac.
And I'm Travis.
Welcome to our podcast. Today we're going to be drawing random questions out of a bowl and answering them.
Yeah, we decided to switch it up a little bit. We're kind of still figuring out what the show is and how we're going to do it. So this time we're going to be pulling things out of a bowl. Don't forget to talk to the camera. We're filming this, so if you're watching this, hi, thank you for watching. And if you're listening along, thanks for listening. But yeah, so we're going to be pulling things out of a bowl. What kind of stuff can we find in here?
Mostly just kind of, I guess, vague or open-ended questions. For an example, if you were to be put in any fantasy universe, which one would you want to be in and why? Or as general guideline.
So just general open-ended questions. And I think the idea at this point is that we're going to be starting with just Zac and I, because we're still just figuring out what the heck this is. But eventually we're going to be adding some voices and getting some other perspectives, and the questions can get weirder and stranger and different, and who knows? We're not really sure where this is going to go. With all that being said, I think I'm going to start. Is that how we're going to do this?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to ask the first question to you, and we'll take it from there. And then I guess just alternate in between.
So you're going to pull my question. I like that idea. Okay, so mix this back up.
I'll read it to you.
And no.
Is that your...
Okay. Go ahead, pick mine. All right.
Dead or alive, who's in your musical supergroup?
Ooh, I wrote this one. Dead or alive, who's in my musical supergroup? All right. Oh, see, and then that's such a weird question because it could really go so many different places. Like, what is? All right, in this, I'm mumbling all over the place. In my perfect world, I'd probably make some like crazy hybrid rap rock band that did like a Linkin Park but better.
Okay, I can understand that. I guess it would definitely depend on the genre. I mean, are we going genre specific? Or is it...
My question was supergroup. So this is my musical supergroup. Ah, crud. All right. So drums, I would go... I mean, you gotta go crazy. You gotta go like one of the best, like Neil Peart from Rush.
I was gonna say you would have to go Neil Peart, definitely.
So we got Neil Peart laying down the rhythm section, and then to help him out, I would pick up... oh my word. All names are escaping me now. Victor Wooten. All right, so start with Neil Peart on drums, and then Victor Wooten would pick up the bass. So the two of them playing together. Have you ever listened to Victor Wooten play bass?
I have not.
Oh my God, he plays with Bela Fleck in the Flecktones, as well as tons of other things. I'd probably even add Bela Fleck in for banjo just to be weird, like to make some weird... Maybe it's like a string band folky hip-hop act. Because I would definitely add like Run the Jewels as the frontmen, supported by somebody like... You would need like a real vocal. Could you imagine like Run the Jewels? I know you probably don't know them very much, but Run the Jewels supported by Amy Winehouse, like somebody super soulful to just do all their licks, and those two. So they're really heavy rapping and they're really aggressive rapping. So you'd have somebody like Amy Winehouse come in and do all their like extra, all the vocal parts, all the
the hook, the chorus.
The Rihanna for Kanye.
Okay.
Rihanna comes in and does all his hooks. Not all, but she does a lot of hooks.
Yeah. There was the Love the Way You Lie with Eminem too, yeah.
And T.I., she sung some hooks. Yeah, so Rihanna's good at singing hooks.
Right, I was... someone like that, I could see that working well with rap, something real soulful.
So then, who do I have on guitar?
See, and that's where he tends to get a little...
You can go anywhere.
I mean, you can go the obvious Axl Rose, or even Jimmy Page for Led Zeppelin.
I mean, if we're talking guitarist,
well, you're probably,
I wouldn't go Axl Rose. I'd go Slash.
Slash as well. Slash probably more.
Or like a Peter Frampton. Like you go super weird. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Womp, womp.
This is just coffee. That's tough. That's a super, super tough question. Who do I go on guitar? Or I go somebody like Kurt Ballou. Is that how you say his last name? Yeah. I would go Kurt Ballou from Converge. which would be kind of super crazy out there. But he does some ridiculous things, and I think him working with LP would make for just some... Because LP is also a producer. So LP would be helping them make...
So you're not just thinking about the band, you're thinking about, well, again, a super group. You're trying to make it a...
So, like, I don't know. All right, so who have I said? All right, so front people would be Run the Jewels, which is Killer Mike and LP, with Amy Winehouse singing hooks and being like a hype woman. You got Kurt Ballou on guitar. You have Victor Wooten on bass. You got Bela Fleck filling in on some lead...
Banjo.
Or rhythm banjo. He can do anything. He's Bela Fleck. And then Neil Peart and his drum fortress around him to fill out the back. And I think that would be my supergroup. With... Yeah. All right. That's what I got. Your question.
All right.
Ha-ha! This is the one I voted for!
Oh, great.
Marry, fuck, kill. Okay? Simba from The Lion King, Babe the Pig, and Bambi the Deer. So I started doing this marry, fuck, kill, and I was like, oh man, people are going to complain if I put in like females or males. So like, I'm going to go weird. I'm going to go with talking animals. So again, marry, fuck, kill. Simba from Lion King, Babe the Pig, or Bambi the Deer. Do you understand how it works?
I got it.
Cool.
Simba, I'd marry.
You'd marry Simba. Why would you marry Simba?
Because I want to be controller of all the Pride lands. Hands down, that's number one.
Oh, so he'd be your bottom bitch.
Yeah, of course. 2, I'd kill Babe because I want bacon.
Oh, who wouldn't want bacon? Okay, that was kind of obvious.
And I'd fuck Bambi because she's a dude.
Is it she?
I hope so.
Is Bambi a girl? I always thought Bambi was a boy.
No, it's a doe. It's a female. He would have wouldn't he have the little button thingies, the antlers?
A fawn named Bambi joins his new friends, a young rabbit named Thumper, and a skunk kit. A skunk kit. Apparently a baby skunk is called a kit. Named Flower. It's a him. Bambi's a dude.
All right, Bambi's a dude, but I'm marrying Bambi because it's...
No, you said you're railing Bambi. You're marrying Simba.
Well, I guess I'm
What's your story, guy? You're changing...
I'm changing it all. No, like I said, I'd marry Simba because I want to be controller of the Pride lands. Kill Babe for the bacon. And I would fuck. And my remainder is Bambi to fuck.
I mean, look at this thing. Who wouldn't want?
Right? It's very provocative, too, as well. I'm actually glad I
awesome.
picked Bambi.
All right. So that's your 3?
That's my 3.
All right. Good question.
Well,
we don't know how many of these we're going to do. We're just going to do a bunch, and then whenever we're done, we're done.
What is one messed up thing you did as a kid that you regret doing today?
Ooh, what is a messed up thing? Oh, man. I could implicate myself here on this video. One messed up thing I did as a kid that I regret doing. Well, I mean, I can go simple. Like, I can remember a time where I was supposed to shovel a neighbor's driveway. It was super winter, and she was going to pay me money. And it was a snowstorm, so I wasn't in school, obviously. So I walked down the street to her house, started it, and it kept snowing. So I kind of just said, screw this. I don't want to do this now. Went home till it stopped, and then just never came back. Like, I regret doing that. Excuse me.
Did you get paid first at least?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
So it's like there was nothing. Yeah, nothing really. I'm sure I've done some things to my brother that I completely regret doing, or like my sister. You know what I mean? But that's just from growing up together and just being the oldest. I was a bully. I was an asshole.
Especially, I mean, you and Logan are 5 years apart.
Yeah.
You and Shelby are
2 years apart.
2 years apart. So you were even more together.
And we had this weird dynamic where sometimes it would be Shelby and I versus Logan. Sometimes it would be Logan and Shelby versus me. You know, so it always changed and it stayed very fluid depending on the situation. But in terms of something I immediately, like, there was a girl I dated in college. This is going to come off so bad. I love my wife, and I'm so glad that I chose the wife that I chose. But there was a girl I dated in college that I got along with really, really well, and I didn't know myself then. and I didn't know a lot of things about myself. We dated for a little bit, and things were going really well, and then I messed it all up. I ghosted her, essentially, and she definitely didn't deserve that, and she definitely treated me with way better than I treated her. I keep, a tab on her every once in a while. She's happily married with a couple kids, so she's living the life she is, and I'm happy for her. And I truly believe that if I didn't go through that experience, I wouldn't have learned the things that I've learned now, and, be the best husband I can be for my wife, because I was shitty, and I learned that was shitty of me. But that being said, I do regret the way I treated her. I think, not to say she could have been the one, who the hell's to say or who's the hell's to know, but looking back, we had a lot of fun, and I messed it up. Yeah, as weird as that sounds. That's the thing that comes to my head. Is that an acceptable answer?
Yeah. We need a bell. Ding. Move on to the next one.
You're curious about it at all?
By ghosting her, you mean just kind of went MIA on her?
Kind of, yeah.
You just closed,
I wouldn't respond to phone calls.
Just kept running,
basically. It's such like a crappy way to do it too, and she's totally not the first girl I did that to. I did it to a girl I did a number of girls in high school.
That's my go-to.
I was a coward. It's a lot of people's go-to.
Well, unfortunately, you're right, because it is extremely shitty. But the first girl I met and went on a date with up here when I moved did the same thing to me. She just
straight ghosted you.
Yep. And now it's gotten past that awkward point of not talking, where she's starting to like my shit again. So yeah. So like, all right. So now I know you were ignoring me that whole time. Like, now it's clear it wasn't.
What do you mean she's liking your shit? Like on Instagram?
Yeah. Oh yeah. All my stuff on Facebook and Instagram. She'll like my pictures and stuff. It was only the last couple of weeks it started. Like, she ignored me for like a month straight. Oh.
What?
I have no idea.
That's a completely different. That's just.
But it's just odd. All right. Anyway.
Okay. Oh, my turn to ask you a question.
Yeah. Indeed.
Like I said, we got 10 of them in here. I don't know if we're gonna get through 10. We're basically taking 5 minutes a question. Your MFK one took only a couple minutes. You were pretty quick to decide. All right.
Man knows what he wants.
Who has had the biggest impact on your life, and why?
I was really hoping this was more geared towards you. I didn't even think about this one.
The crowd waits patiently.
Chirp, 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 chirp.
We have to get better at this if we start live streaming.
Yes, well, maybe knowing the... Should have had an answer for this.
You just got to go with it. That's the whole point of the show. You don't know what's going to come.
The biggest impact... The person that has had the biggest impact on me in my life... That comes... I would have to say comes into... The person that has had the biggest impact on my life has been my dad. The truth in that is seen every day. Everything I do with him, or have done with him, for a very, very long time, whether it's...
And this way, when you pound, it'll pound the pillow. And then I'm just making a whole shit ton of noise with my chair. Back to you. So your dad.
Yeah.
Just so everybody at the internet knows, I don't think we've done this yet. What's your father's name?
It's Harry Cave.
Yeah. But Harry Cave is the man. Harry, if you're listening, you're the man. We all think you're fantastic. And Harry. So, why has Harry Cave made such a big impact? I mean, obviously he shot you out of his penis.
Yeah, I was his fastest swimmer.
That round.
Gold medal on that day.
Like, what kind of stuff has he taught you over your life?
It's everything. It's how to be the man that I guess I am today. And it's very cliche, but my parents owned a laundromat. for 25 years.
That's not very cliche.
No, the first part was. And he taught me everything I know. How to fix small machine wear. My interest in being able to fix that kind of stuff all stems from being alongside him. And it never was easy. Most of the stuff we did was pretty complicated, but I wouldn't know half the stuff I know today if it wasn't for him. Whether it's fixing a car, well, you know what I mean. It's the basic stuff that most people take for granted. I'm sorry.
Sure.
And changing a tire, changing your oil, being able to, you know what I mean, fix anything short of a motor going on that car, I would probably be able to fix it because of him. Also, his persistence. The last couple of years, especially, he's been dealt with a lot of health problems that he's still struggling with today, and I know times, especially, were pretty bad for him. And no matter what, he kept his head on his shoulders. He kept his feet pointed in the right direction. He kept going. And now, I mean, he may not necessarily have a job that he loves, but he has a job again. He's able to work. And he's just showed me that fortitude and determination and not giving up. And just being almost headstrong to the point where, you're not afraid of pissing people off or mostly following your dreams, doing what you want and believing that you could do it. So he, a lot of people say their dad has a giant impact on their life, but I would not be where I am today without him.
You're getting choked up.
A little bit. Because there was a time for me, especially, I was depressed and very down on myself, and if it wasn't for him just being there, I wouldn't have made it through a lot of the time. So
sure.
So if you're listening, thank you, Harry. And yes, I do call my father Harry. So Harry, thank you very much.
Thank you, Harry.
Well, let's brighten this up a little bit.
Yeah,
let's sorry, guys.
Heavy downer. No, that was good. That was touching.
If you could travel back in time and visit any historical event, where would you go, and when would you go? When and where would you go?
Any historical event?
Yes.
That's a fucking hard question, dude. I'd kill Hitler. No.
No. I didn't say you can go back and change history. You want to strictly visit
and see it
and be a part. You could be a part of it, but you couldn't change anything about it.
Do I get to come back and tell people about what I saw? Because I would truly love to go back and somehow watch the Big Bang, or watch how Earth became Earth, or watch how the first species crawl out of the ocean, just so I could take pictures with my cell phone, because I'm sure shit bringing that with me, and just so I could come back and be like, assholes, see, I went back in time and this is really how it is. This is what it is.
Futurama already did that.
Well, they animated it, but I would be doing it for realsies.
Oh, yeah. For realsies.
We just got really loud there.
We just got excited.
But yeah, so we're gonna have to anyway. But I don't know, am I invisible? Do I get to just walk around, and am I Owatu? Can I just watch things and nobody really notices me?
Yeah. Yeah, you would be kind of Harry Potter universe under your invisibility cloak.
Maybe it'd be watching Mary Shelley write Frankenstein, or watching Leonardo da Vinci, working in his lab, working in his workshop, or watching Michelangelo paint the Sistine Chapel. Probably wouldn't be much to look at now, but knowing what it meant to the world.
historical significance.
That would be interesting.
Like the 1933 World's Fair, where it was the first time it was lit up. I'm sure something like that would be pretty amazing to go to.
Hanging out, just watching Nikola Tesla work for a couple hours, and just like seeing the mad scientist go.
He's my favorite scientist.
So yeah, probably something like that, or it would. I mean, like going back in time, like to like the early '80s or '70s when Keith Haring, a prominent graffiti artist, was really starting to grow in New York City, or like even some of those early hardcore bands, like going to see the Misfits play, or going to see the Ramones play, or going to see freaking. Not Rollins' band, Black Flag play with Henry Rollins. You know, Henry Rollins in his youth, being able to be around like Minor Threat and those dudes down in DC when they were in their prime, like being part of that scene, that would have been really cool and interesting to be a part of. Instead, I just look back and kind of just... but I think that's always the way it is. Like, I think there will come a time 10, 15, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, where a generation of people will look back at the time we're living in now and think of that as the glory days. Like, we are living somebody's glory days right now.
That's how I feel about the 90s.
Really?
Oh,
You were barely alive in the 90s.
I was a 90s baby, so...
You were 10 when the 90s ended.
Oh, I understand that. And it was the
That is your least formative years. I'm a 90s kid. You're a 2000s kid. 10 to 20, those are your formative years. 0 to 10, like, yeah, you're learning everything, but you don't retain a lot of those memories.
Yeah, touche.
In my opinion. I don't know. This is a complete tangent, but...
Yes.
But, like, yeah. So why the 90s? Like, the 90s weren't even that great. We didn't have the internet yet.
Yeah,
Everything...
I just feel there was just a simpler...
simpler times!
And we had to walk 8 miles uphill both ways to school in a snowstorm.
Like, truth be told, it pisses me off when people are like, all right, time for an oldie, back to the 90s. And I'm like, screw you. That's not a flashback. That's not an oldie. I remember the 90s.
That was last week for me.
Yeah, damn it. Go before I was born. Just go before 85. See, it's not like I was that. I have 95. So if I'm talking about 10 to 20, it's 95 to 2005. Those were my formative years.
Yeah. Well, now that you said that, I just feel a lot more depressed because that was the start of a lot of crap.
What?
2001 with the September 11th, then everything after that.
Debbie Downer, just bringing up all
the bad stuff today. I know. I'm sorry, guys. Well, I'm just...
Hey, what's your favorite world tragedy?
The Holocaust.
Oh, good God. Anyway, we're going down.
I thought you were going to go somewhere with this one. Like, you started going with the killing Hitler. That's why I left it visit, not interact with any. Because everyone's go-to is, kill Hitler.
I wouldn't. I would just go back and make fun of Hitler. Like when he was a young kid.
Okay, so he kills 8,000 or 8 million Jews.
No. Like completely cut him down. Like to the point where he never
just sits in a corner rocking.
Yeah, exactly. Where he'd never just belittle him to the point. First, I'd have to learn German, and then I would go back and do those things.
Just scream no at him in German. Nine! Just over and over again.
And I'm just telling him how many bananas I want.
Do you know how many bananas you want?
Well, I mean, I want none bananas, but he might think I want 9 bananas.
Do you know 0 in German? No? All right.
What is 0 in German?
I don't know. I was asking you.
Damn it.
9 is all I know.
Whose question is it?
Your turn to ask.
Yours, or mine, yours. Mine, yours, mine. Yeah, it's your turn. All right. We probably got time for, I don't know. You want to make this the last one? I think it's the last one. We'll save 4 for next time. And then we'll have more to add into the mix.
I hope it's a good one. I hope it's a deep one. A real Debbie Downer one.
You want it to go deep. Zach is now on record for asking you guys to go deep.
Deep down the rabbit hole. I don't like the way your eyes just lit up.
This is a good last question. We're going to learn a lot about you.
Oh, God.
Where, and not with who, and not when, and not where did you lose your virginity?
Oh, this is a good one. I lost my virginity on a couch that was being given away for free on the sidewalk
You were outside?
of Shaw's Hill, Sunnyside. So, on the hill of Sunnyside, on a couch, on the road, around 8 o'clock on a summer night. So
8 p.m.?
Yeah, so the sun was going down, but it wasn't completely down yet.
On Sunnyside Ave, where
Yes.
there's tons of cars going by.
We had a blanket covering each other, us. But yes,
Were you facing traffic?
yes.
All right. Nope. We can't just gloss over this one. You have to take me through the whole thing. How did you get to the point where you're like, that couch right there, baby? That's where.
Oh, it wasn't
don't
like
name names.
It wasn't like we were walking down the street and I was like, we're doing it there. She lived there. She was giving the couch away. We were hanging out outside and we're like, hey, there's a couch here. Let's sit on it. And as things do, one thing led to another, and next thing I know, she's on top of me, on my lap, with a blanket over us as cars are driving.
Facing you or facing away?
She's facing away, so like reverse cowgirl. Yes.
So there's like people
Yep,
driving by.
up and down the road.
You
I
notice?
tried to keep the pulsating to between cars. I tried to. It was a little hard towards the end.
Game on! Jesus Christ. Wait, how long did you last? Towards the end. Like, my first experience, I was like...
It was like 2 minutes.
That's what I'm saying. I was in,
I
and
was
she's
able
like,
to
are you in? And I'm like, I'm done.
I was able to stretch it out because it was only I had to stop. I couldn't just keep going.
Were you her first?
Yes. Yes.
So her first experience was also on the side of the road.
Yes. Yes. I was going to leave that part out, but...
That's fine. Well, I mean, whatever. So, like, my first experience was in the woods behind my high school, but it wasn't her first experience. I chose somebody that had a little bit more experience than I did. But so I thought I was wild being out in the woods in the winter on a sled in the snow.
See, no, fuck that. No snow for me. No.
You're doing it on a summer night
Yep.
on the street
Yep.
with potential people from our hometown just driving by.
Yeah.
What if somebody noticed you and like stopped and pulled over and said hi? Well, they weren't going to notice you.
Blanket was getting yanked down real fucking night. I'll tell you that.
Oh my goodness. That's obscene.
Yes. That was a good time.
All right.
I don't even think of that. I think of the second time, which was at my house, because my mom went in my room shortly after, found a piece of a condom wrapper in the garbage. Not even because I disposed of the most of it, except the top part. You know, you bite and spit out. She found that. My dad calls me downstairs with his friend Jim and goes, "Did you lose your virginity?" Or he goes, "Did you have sex or something along those lines?" And he was trying to act serious, like upset. And as soon as my mom walked out of the room, it was the high five and the and the hug. You know what I'm saying? That's my boy.
That's awesome.
So that's the time I think about though the most is
I'm dying.
talk about awkward.
Like, I can remember a time when I had a girl over the house and my parents went down to the high school. I lived close to the high school growing up. So they all went down to the high school to go to the football game because my sister was cheerleading. And I had a girl over the house, so everybody went out of the house. So me and this girl went down to my basement and started fooling around, but we never had, full thing. Never had full intercourse. We were just, experimenting or whatever.
Diddling and daddling.
Yeah, but my parents called the house from a friend's cell phone. A buddy of mine, this kid Phil. So they're calling me, asking me questions, and I'm in the middle of it, lying to their faces, saying I'm not. So that was my parents checking in on me, but they didn't try very hard. So, and then in college, my mom had asked me if I had sex, and I would just answer it, but like in a really sarcastic tone. I had a thing about I wanted to be honest with my mom. I still do. I love my mom, and I like being honest with her in our relationship. But I didn't feel like she really needed to know, so I would just answer it in a sarcastic tone. So my mom would like, "Are you having sex?" I'm like, "Yeah, Mom. I'm having lots of sex. It's protected, but with lots of different girls." And she'd be like, okay, fine, you didn't have to answer like an asshole. But I wasn't lying to her either, you know what I mean?
You told her the truth, and that was the important part.
Well, exactly. So, and then she thought I was gay for the longest time, so. And that was before. I was fat, weird. Anyway, that's probably a story for another time. So that's going to do it for this episode of whatever this is. I think that's a good place to end it. Thank you very much for listening.
You tune in next time?
Next week?
Next week?
Yeah, we're looking to add a voice. We have some ideas for some people, and we're going to see who bites and who joins us. If you're tuning in now, thanks for going with us. We have no idea where this thing's going to go, but if you like what you're listening to, let us know. Have questions you want to ask? We could add it to the bowl. And that's the idea. We're going to have this bowl right here, and this thing's going to be chock full of ideas so that we weren't writing the questions. You know what I mean? Every time we bring a guest, we put in 5 questions, and then we forget that they're there. So, it could be fun.
Yeah, sounds good. Well,
so this has been whatever this is. I'm Travis. I'm Travis Duda. You could find me on Instagram and social media at HunchbackTravis.
And I'm Zac Cave. You can follow me on Instagram at Zac.cave.
Excuse me. And thank you very much for watching or listening or subscribe. This is our brand new channel for this podcast, so find us on...
Thumbs up.
Yeah, find us on YouTube or find us on...
bell, so you know when we got new videos.
Oh, look at you, professional. Yeah, click the little notification. And, Who's what's it? Sorry, I scratched my foot. Jabberwocky. Yeah, find us on SoundCloud. We'll probably get on iTunes eventually when we get better at this.
Yeah.
But while we suck, we're going low. So thank you very much for watching. Tune in next week.
Peace out.